Boss management. Yes, it's even more important than managing your work or your job. Many of us possibly hate our bosses. Some of us are neutral, and there are also a few who possibly like their bosses. In fact, there are definitely good bosses around. So, not to say that all bosses are not good. So, for those of you who have this challenge pertaining to your boss, I would prefer to share 3 points. And in a way, this would substantiate this important fact that our boss is possibly one of the key influencers pertaining to our growth within an organization. So, as this very famous thought goes, you work with a bad boss in a good organization, your career is still going into a state of doom. However, you work for a good boss, even in an organization which is not that great, you will still survive, learn, and in the future thrive. So that's what the role of a boss is, regardless we like it or not. 3 points which I would want to share with you are here. So the first point is be a supporter rather than a detractor. So many a times, because we view our boss from a certain prism, we don't at times focus on our boss's success. What we need to focus on is whatever is expected of us from our boss. As much as possible, in the professional sense, we need to achieve it. We need to ensure that we are a catalyst in our boss's success. And in case we are a catalyst, definitely regardless of however our boss is, he would definitely try to support you in whatever way possible. So at the end of the day, the boss is also a human. And in case someone is supporting our boss in the right manner, I'm sure somewhere there would be reciprocal approach as well. The next point is be a person of praise, however not of flattery. So at times many bosses, they don't get too much of praise either from their seniors or from their team members. So without flattering anyone, a few words of praise or good words to your boss can possibly help you a lot. Now every person has strengths as well as blind spots. Try to look at these strengths and at times appreciate the strengths. Of course, I'm not saying that you should engage in bootlicking or try to flatter or bring about points which are not real or fictional. Whatever is the reality. So if there's a certain quality within your boss that you find noteworthy, you should appreciate that, and that too in front of him. I'm sure you'll really feel good for that. This would strengthen your relationship with your boss. Also, take the opportunity to wish your boss on certain special days, which could be his birthday or wedding anniversary. All these would ensure that somewhere your line of communication with your boss is good. However, try to ensure that you don't overdo it and people around you don't feel that you're trying to get too pally or trying to bootlick. In case that happens, then it's going to be another issue. So communicate things which are good. Your boss should feel happy about it. However, please don't engage in flattery. The third point is be amicable. However, don't build animosity. So many a times our bosses mention some remark to us and we may get hurt. However, please take all of that professionally. The more you think about it and the more you develop animosity, the bigger the problem is going to be for you. So understand and also see to it that you don't take anything in a negative way. Even in case there are certain remarks which you don't accept, of course, you can always voice it if your boss is kind enough to understand. In case not, just leave it. So at times what happens, we take something and we absorb it to such a level that it keeps growing. You cannot do that. So especially with your boss, at times, you just need to ignore certain points which you may feel is not right. Because at the same time, you can't even argue with your boss beyond a certain level. So as much as possible, in case even you have certain negative feelings against your boss, please don't show that. Try to be as amicable as possible. Of course, voice your opinions. Never get into arguments, however. So these are 3 points which I wanted to share with you, because managing one's boss is one of the most difficult tasks. However, there's no option. You'll need to do that in case you want to take your career to the next level. All the very best.